Okay, we are good to go. I really don't know what the finals is, what the final matchup is. I don't know the decks. I think one of them is Yami's, and the other one I don't know. So yeah, we will see if they get a password. Otherwise, I mean, obviously it's being streamed, but I would like you to ask from you not to send anything to the players and respect the finals, because if you send anything like coaching and stuff, I will get in trouble and you will get in trouble. So I will close the stream immediately if I suspect anyone has said anything. So we're here to enjoy the finals and nothing more, okay? So thank you for understanding, a good finals. Once I find the players. What is the it's not this. Okay, but it says incorrect password. What the fuck? Oh, and the end as well. Alright, we're good to go. Time on the clock is 50 minutes, I think. You can start the clock whenever you want. He's won all his matches in time. Please be respectful to both players. It is what it is, there is the finals. We're not here to judge their skill, we're just here to enjoy the finals, okay? Do we have a pie chart yet for the presentation? I think not, but Makhol40 will make a video about the topping lists. Hopefully he will show mine. If he doesn't, I will show it myself. So yeah, there is no time for the finals, it's finals. Yeah, that's true, but it could be for some time issues, because it checks at every end of phase, basically. So red goes first, normal summons, basic Yami combo. We will see how far that gets. His opponent, I don't know what he's playing. So this is the Yami player, and this I don't know what he's playing, so we'll find out together. The good thing about Yamis is also that you can discard multi-armies from the synchro. Goes for the link one with this, probably to make another synchro. So this is the monster that special summons 2 from the graveyard, negate the effects, but realistically he just needs them for synchro material and basically for link material as well. He goes Starham. This is a way to make double Herald, I believe. So by discarding one, you special summon monster from your graveyard that is used as material for this. He discards as Blossom. That's interesting. And he activates Nib. He puts back the synchro to special summon back 2, but they will be tributed. But at least he saves one of the synchros to use it again on next turn, possibly. I think Nibiru was a crazy hand up there, to be honest, because he was gonna make double Herald. Wow. So I guess, yeah, he just links off for Link Spider that can special summon another Yami from the hand because it's a Link 1. He summons Cookie. So this gets reduced by 1000, and I think that stays permanently. So yeah. I don't think it will matter, but 1000 attack is 1000 attack. And against Yami it could might as well matter. I do not want to speak forward because I don't want maybe them to hear a suggested play, so I will not suggest any plays, and I will just comment it on what they do and what happens. So that's why I will not say, oh, he could have done this or that, because I wanted to keep as safe as possible for them to not have any outside information. And I hope you do too. Yami Surprise is obviously one of the best cards of the deck. I think it wants to special summon from the graveyard. You can special summon the synchro, and that's with active effects, so it's not negated or anything. And that can tag out on your opponent's turn, summon 2. He summons the Link 2, which does what? This card's Link summon, you can target on quick play, set it. Oh, that's insane. If this card is destroyed for each card in the field zone, you can apply one of these effects, destroy a card your opponent, inflict 15 damage. Wow, it's nice. You can't too light. Oh, 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 that's true. That's actually crazy. Oh shit. Yeah, that should be in the graveyard because you activated it. Wow, that's crazy actually because that takes care of a lot of follow-up. Wow, that Nibiru there was actually super crazy. And now I am lagging because why not? He's the guy that beat me in day one. And he played really well and he was playing Lunalight. I will show that replay. I will make a video about it. So he ends on double synchro, which should be fine. The field spell boosts the attack, so this is at 26 and Nibiru is at 2000. So it can get over it. And he still has 2 cards in hand. He discarded as Blossom, he discarded Purulia, which would be a good hand going second. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any back row, so that means no quick play. And yeah, it's not the best place to be for the Yami player. And we still don't know what gamer is playing. We see Nib. That could mean a lot of things. And he's playing Vanquish Soul. It's supposed to be the best deck in the format. He reveals Jokul, so he has to summon a Dark from the deck. Most likely a Mudlove. And that will trigger Cookie because he activated the card. You can summon 2 from the graveyard. So he can summon obviously the Link 1 and one of the small ones. And now it depends what he wants to do. He can either pop a monster or draw a card with Capsy. It's his choice. I don't think he will summon the graveyard one. Read chat. Yes, sorry. I did not see the message. Yeah, I mean Vanquish Soul. Vanquish Soul is the slow player at the tournament, so without time. Yeah. Oops. So as I said, he summons the Link 1. And he will summon one of the small ones most likely. Now it depends on which one does he want. He wants Cookie. So Cookie will pop a monster because it was summoned from a synchro. For those who don't know. So that's interesting. Now he has 2 choices. He can either summon Madlava or he can summon Borger. And these are the 2 Vanquish Soul Dark Masters the deck has. And obviously it will depend on his hand. He summons Borger, which I believe it's a good play. Because obviously now he will pop the monster that he summoned. Excuse me. So this to trigger Yami to set up the field spell, which says when you synchro summon you pop a card, and then Cookie will pop Borger. Yeah, he confused it with the synchro effect, which it's not what he's activating. He's activating the summon effect, which says place a Yami field spell from your hand or deck face up to the field. It also says from hand, which I didn't know. So yeah, because he is trying to pop Borger, he's going to reveal Jokul and he'll draw a card, which I believe it's a correct play. We have 18 people in the stream. Thank you all for coming. I hope we get a good finals where we can show, thankfully or hopefully 3 games, and I want them all to be good because it's content. So Burger gets popped, he has still 5 cards in hand, has not committed to a normal summon. But now the Yummy player has also a bit of setup because he has the field spell that says when you synchro summon you can pop a card. It's pretty good. And the Link can use its effect both on main phase and on his battle phase. I like that they didn't make it in both battle phases and only on your opponents, because that would allow some crazy OTK mechanics, which I'm glad they didn't. The Vanquish Soul player is obviously thinking this is not an easy game state because Yami is a deck that can do a bunch of stuff when you activate your cards. So he activates Holy Soul, revealing Jialong this time. So now we get information that he has a Dark Fire and obviously the Holy Soul, and that will trigger Yami Way. So Yami, Capsi Yami Way will summon 2 from the graveyard. Now it's a tricky situation because I do not know what he's gonna summon. He summons the Capsi and most likely the Link 1. Wow, 23 people in the stream. It might as well be my biggest stream so far. So that will trigger Capsi on a new chain that he will either draw a card or add a follow-up in the form of a Capsi, in a Yami card. Yeah, Holy Soul is not a trigger effect. It's a quick effect. So now if he wants to use Holy Soul, it has to be a Link 2. Overall, Vanquish Soul is supposed to be the best deck, but Yami has a very good matchup because they don't activate cards in the hand or graveyard, so they cannot trigger Kainen cards like Izuna and Lupus. So that's pretty good. Also, Reaper doesn't do anything, and going first, it cannot set up the spell as well because the hand traps Yami plays are Purge. Some people play Songs of Dominators, they play Board Breakers. Obviously, I don't know his list exactly, but we do see as Blossom and Purulia. So these are 2 cards that can trigger the Kainen cards. He wants to activate Yami Snatchy to synchro summon, and we will see what he synchros. He synchros the Soul Charge from the graveyard basically for 2. So that is interesting. He can summon 2 but with negated effects. So Holy Resolves, I assume he showed Fire and Dark to special summon Raizen. Raizen will trigger first. Why did he draw? For Caps. Okay. So now he can trigger the field spell and he can trigger the synchro to add and pop 2. But he changed block Raizen with Jialong, which I believe it's correct play because it plays around as Blossom. But at the same time, I'm imagining that because he summoned this, he wants to trigger his effect as well. So maybe he should have held a Jialong, but it's fine because that gives him 2 monsters on the field and is activated before this activates his trigger effect to summon back 2 from the graveyard by returning itself. So that plays around that, which is a good play. So we are on selling 3 at the moment. This summons back 2, and he's thinking, assuming, if he wants to use the field spell or possibly the Snatchy. So he chooses not to activate any other trigger effects or Snatchy. So I'm assuming he has a plan in his mind. Now he can trigger Lollipop, which is the only one he hasn't activated, And what this does basically is banishing one, but excuse me, I forgot this is negated. So it's just a body there. And we know values, we know Jokul, we know what else? He just summoned Jalongs, we just know these two. This is pretty interesting. And he top deck the Droll and Lockbird, which is crazy, because I think that was off of Capsi. Because if it wasn't, he would have done it on Borger draw. So Capsi drew Droll and Lockbird, which is a very good hand trap against Vanquish Soul. So because I see all these hand traps, I'm assuming he doesn't play Songs of Dominators, which is interesting. Now he wants to activate values and return Jokul, Raisin. So that could mean he has Nerf in hand, because if he wants to activate it, he has to reveal 3 attributes. So that might as well mean that he has a Nerf, possibly a Holy Shoe. To be honest with you, when Vanquish Soul does not do Paradise Smasher and just does its thing, it's very interesting, because it has a lot of interaction on both turns, and nowadays decks do tend to have turn 0 and turn 2 or 3 interruptions, depending on what deck you're playing, like Dracotail and K9. So it does add a lot of skill in the game, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, maybe you could let me know in the comments. But yeah, I really like Vanquish Soul when it doesn't do Paradise Master, because that's just skillless. It doesn't take any skill to do that. And I hope this card gets banned, and when it does, I think we will have a pretty interesting format. And I'm really looking forward to it, because this year wasn't the best for Yu-Gi-Oh! In my opinion. But now we're gonna have a very interesting format where even if you go second, you have a chance to win, which wasn't the case in Tier 0 Malice and Rizal format, at least in my opinion. So now he links off into the Book of Moon. So this basically Book of Moon's 2 monsters. So we'll see what he wants to book. I do not know what's happening here. Why did he summon back 2? Am I missing something? Why did he summon back 2? Okay, maybe I missed something. I don't know. So now he can trigger this and possibly the field spell if he wants to. He targeted Holy Shoe and I didn't see the other target. It could be Jialong, it could be Values. It most likely is Values. So now we know Jokul and Raisin in hand, which is a Dark and a Fire. So yeah, not many interactions happening right now, because he wants to think what is he going to do. This can basically change the battle position on one monster on the field, so it could mean that he wants to put this in defense, now that he cannot tag out because he has 4 monsters in the main master zone. So yeah, he targeted both the level 5s, which I think it's a good choice, because otherwise he could go for a potential Xyz into a Zeus. I don't know if he's playing Zeus, but it could be a play. So now we see that he is indeed revealing 3 attributes, as we assumed earlier, and one of them is Lupus. So now we know that he has the rank 5 access, but he cannot summon a light. So now he activates Snatchy once again, so it doesn't do anything. Or... okay, it just needs to include the Yami, it doesn't need to include Snatchy. So... okay, I am assuming he doesn't play another level 3, maybe he thought he had another Starham. So now he has to summon Capsy Yamiway, which obviously cannot add because we're under draw. And he pops the field spell, which is a correct choice because otherwise field spell will trigger and pop values. So now we will see what he wants to do. It's a pretty difficult game state, but I really think that Vanquish Soul fully, for the Yami player, we are under draw, so Vanquish Soul cannot push through a lot. But he can still do some crazy plays. Unfortunately for the Yami player, now we know that he doesn't have this card, because he would have said it if he had, but the field spell can put back names to have a more grind game. So he can recycle the field spells and then set them up with the link 1. He has a lot of bodies on the field, so that can help him survive. Unfortunately, they're not boosted now because there is no field spell. Okay, finally he decided what he wants to do. He will link 1 into Rock of the Vanquish. And Rock of the Vanquish cannot be used as a link material only if you have a Vanquish Soul name on the field. Hello there. Hello Jaquando, welcome to the stream. We're watching Kong's finals at the moment. I got top 16. Unfortunately, I misplayed at top 16 and couldn't move further, but I'm still happy on how the deck performed. So Rock of the Vanquish at back. It's a good play, he gets values. We already know that he has 3 attributes in hand, so at whatever point he wants, he can Rock of the Vanquish, special summon it on your opponent's turn, and then pop a card. So now he activates Jokul, revealing Lupus, and he gets hit with Nib. Yep, that's crazy, because that might as well turn the game around. Unfortunately, the sets will not be tributed, so yeah. Maybe there was a way for Cookie to flip one of his monsters and only one of your opponents, maybe Holy Shoe. So after that, they can save a monster on the field and tribute everything, because he didn't have space basically for Xyz. Please keep the chat in English so everyone can understand. I also have it in description. I will answer it if you write it in English, but I cannot speak Greek in front of like 30 people. And I believe still really good match, congrats. Thank you, but the list was able to do more than I did, and I'm really disappointed because I really failed, I think, my deck. But the deck list was perfect for all tournaments. I didn't have an issue with it. Opinion on Yami. Yami is a very interesting deck because out of the 3 new decks, it's the only one that cannot play in turn 0, and it's a deck that can lose to board breakers, which is crucial, I think. Yeah, it depends. Yami is as good as the format goes on, because if people build for Yami, Yami is gonna be a lot weaker. But if people don't build specifically for Yami and build for Vanquish Soul, Yami gets a lot better. Nice format we're about to witness. You will play it until then. Well, my friend, you are very wrong, because the format is indeed very nice. And when Paradise Master gets banned, the format is going to be insanely fun. At least from my point of view, I've been playing the format for 4 months now. And the only issue I have with the format is just Paradise. Paradise Master should not be printed, but when it gets banned, the format is perfect. I have no issue with any other card, except maybe some floodgates. But specifically, the format is looking very nice. And it's the first time I have said it in a long time. So I'm really glad we get this format finally, because now the decks can push through interruptions with just their engine and not using a lot of non-engine. And that's pretty fun in my opinion. I don't want to have another format of 20 hand traps in each deck. And for example, Vanquish Soul doesn't play a lot of hand traps. At least not as many as Snake I was playing. So yeah, I'm thinking of pairing with mine. You mean Paradise Master? Or do you mean with White Forest? White Forest Yami. So he makes SP. Unfortunately, he didn't have the necessary attributes, so Raisin could pop. Yami, Dragon Tail, Kainen, 3 tier 1 decks in one set. I'm playing Mimikul Castera and Finsmith Evil Twin. What am I supposed to do? Well, first of all, that is not Konami's fault that you are playing Mimikul Castera. Second of all, getting 3 tier 1 decks with playstyles is very fun, because every player can basically play a deck that fits his playstyle or her playstyle. And it's the first time I think ever Konami has done something like this, because it's not one deck that is overpowered, and 3 different playstyles being in the meta is very fun in my opinion. And if you count Lunalight 4, so Jaquanto says just get good. It's not Konami's fault, it's just your fault for not liking the format. The format is crazy fun and crazy good. And I think everyone in the chat agrees with me. So now he goes battle phase, he just attacks over the SP, which is a weak sign, because that token has some attack, I think. It tributed 2 cannon monsters. White Forest Yami. You know what, Jacanto? I would like it to show me the go. Wow, he discarded Obedience School to summon back Starham. That's so unlucky. And he also had Purge. I guess he drew it for turn, but maybe he could start with Obedience School. So maybe Obedience School was drawn for turn. Paradise Replay, what the fuck? That doesn't mean anything, to be honest. It could be banned as well a week after its release. I really hope Konami bans this card. If Paradise is legal, I will be very mad at Konami, because it's the only card, in my opinion, that ruins the format. It's such a fun format to play, but Paradise just ruins it. Let's hope it fits their wallet as well. I mean, Dragon Tail is, I think, the cheapest deck out of these 3. And it's the best deck in my opinion. Unfortunately, I couldn't prove it today, but it's on me and not the deck. Hunt is Caesar plus Jalong. Borger? No, it's not Borger. It's Caesar plus... what else do we know? It's Caesar plus... I don't remember. 4 Ultra for Dragon Tail, should I buy it? Being Ultra doesn't necessarily mean super expensive. They had to have some Ultras. We'll see. I haven't seen the opening. If you want, we can do it after the finals. Wow, he drew the another field spell. No, that is so unlucky. I will cook after Eurotrip and show you. Yep, bet. I mean, it's good that we have a diversity and not an absolute dominance from one deck only. In that perspective, the format is good. I haven't thought of it. Also, banlist prediction video when? I made my banlist prediction in a stream. Dragon Tail is the fusion deck? Yes, it is. And I mean, you're supposed to be a watcher on this channel. I think you should know that by now. So the field spell will pop, but the question is, what do they pop now? Oh, so I guess we don't know the last card in his hand, so it could be anything. Well, they cancelled the video. I saw Lucius and Femena Ultra, Capsi Ultra, and the Zuna and Hound the rank 5 Ultra. Hound? Do you mean Reaper? All synchro are rare. Oh, that's actually... That means Yam is the cheapest deck. Because it's only Capsi that is expensive. It could be the Link 1 as well. So yeah, I mean, the links are gonna be all over the internet so we can find them at any point. Is Lunalite really that good? Yes. I will explain why. When the format changes, the current two best decks, which is Malice and Torcast, I mean Mitsurugi, they're just power crept to a point where it's almost impossible to beat the new decks, and a lot of people think the same. So when these two decks are not good, Lunalite just gets a lot better because the shifter matchup of basically Malice was hurting the deck with a lot of beasters in the main, and Mitsurugi has a main deck out to Liger. So with these two decks gone, Lunalite just gets better because Dragon Tail doesn't have an out to main in main deck. Neither does K9, and neither does Yami, except boosting all their monsters, but they will get destroyed either way. So Lunalite just gets a lot better, and in fact, in Kong's day one, the player who went undefeated, which is this guy, let me find him, this guy, went undefeated with Lunalite. And he was playing a high count of Lunalite cards, and he told me that he wasn't playing very well. So imagine, even if you don't play well, you can still win a lot with Lunalite. He went 8-0. So just, it proves my point. Okay, a lot of messages in the chat. Can I contact you in any way? I can send you the screen. I already have the screen. I know what you're talking about. I already have the screen because I'm also in the server, but I will not show it right now because we're watching the finals. Yami has 4 ultras. Does it? I guess the spell card, Capsi, and what? The Link 1? And then what? The field spell. Yami is missing Quickie, Loli, Link 1, and Rapid. K9 only Lupus, and Tail, Ketos, and Altherion. Is it called Ketos? Oh my god. They made... you mean Ketu, the spell card. I think the normal summon searcher is also Ultra. I forgot its name, Lucius. Lucius is also Ultra. Should we play Underworld Goddess for Lunalite? If your deck can link spam, yes, but you have to understand that they will not allow you to have 4 bodies on the field. So that's pretty difficult. And they have a Baguska with that as well. And actually, Dragon Tail is the only deck post-side deck that can easily out Baguska plus double Liger. I can show you the combo if you want, but I think Dragon Tail is gonna be great because of that. If Lunalite gets the best treatment. And Ken and Vanquish Soul can play Kurikara, which is a fire, so they can tribute over Liger, punch over the other, and then when they activate Liger, they can try to link climb into Goddess, which is something we will see, because they're not locked into Xyz. I think Yami has 4 ultras, Dragon Tail has 4 ultras, and Kennen only 2. That's weird. But at the same time, it doesn't mean anything because ultras doesn't really necessarily mean expensive. For example, the 2 Kennen ultras could be much more expensive than the Dragon Tail ones. We will see on your basically we will see on the ratios. What house was the combo? I will show it to you later. But basically you can out 2 Ligers and the Baguska easily. By the way, I cooked cane and white forest, but I still have to test it out. You can message me anytime and we will. Izuna and the Wolf rank 5, not Reaper. Reaper is super or rare. Really. Because I think Reaper is a custom card and Hound is just worthless. My options are Mimigul, Castira, Evil Twin, and I get the Bestial Dragon Link. What is the best option? Also, where can we splash as an engine these 3 decks? It's something I will answer to you after the finals, because I think we're missing all the important stuff, which is this gameplay. And it appears that the Yami player has broken the whole field. We know Caesar on Blue's hand. And to be honest, I think I am really happy with how this game goes, because it's a grindy game. And, well, this Nibiru has a lot of attack, because it also has the attack of Yami monsters. After the finals, do you want to duel with the chat? If the chat wants, yes. We will see. Lupus and Tizun are ultras. So they have 3 ultras, right? That doesn't make sense. Because you said Hound as well. So Lupus is on a Hound. They fucked up from my point of view on this set, or are they gonna hit Kanan immediately? Look, the only thing I want to get hit is Paradise Smasher and nothing else. The format is really good, guys, trust me. And honestly, I had a lot of fun in this tournament, because the first few rounds I was playing with current decks and they had no chance. Like, I 2-0'd everyone. They didn't have a chance playing current decks like Raizal Mitsurugi, Malice, Sky Striker. They didn't have a chance against the new decks. Which can be good, can be bad, depends. I'm personally sick of the same meta for 6-7 months now, so the change is good. So I guess they're counting materials. I mean, materials for Nib, let's say they're counting the attack. Because this can basically one-shot at this point if it has if it's as big as they say. If it's at 95, then he's in trouble. He is in trouble because he has to use the spell card which he reset with this to bounce the token. Well, that forces it out at least. What? What? No way! Am I reading something wrong? Is the okay, I cannot do that now. But is the Capsi quick play not able to bounce the link too? What? Am I missing something? I feel that game was winnable for Yami. The spell has to bounce exactly to. Oh, that sucks. Oh my god. Maybe he could activate the spell to summon Cookie and reduce the attack. So 85 into 15, yeah, that wouldn't be game. But it still wouldn't feel great as well, because you're just summoning a minus 1000 attack. Ooh, okay, that was interesting. Thank you for telling me, by the way. I don't remember exactly what the cards do. I remember, I thought maybe it was up to 2 cards. He could have done that, but just loses to Borger Burn if he does that, no? Yes, but at the same time, we don't know if he has normal summon, and we don't know if he has Borger access. And Borger needs also specific attributes. I think Dark and Earth, if I'm not mistaken. We know the Earth, but we wouldn't know the Dark. So that would need a little setup to do. And that wouldn't necessarily lose him the game at the spot. which it did at this point, so you should still fight it till the very end. Yeah, but it was in graveyard. I know that he started with it, but it was in graveyard. Because it was popped with Cookie and he didn't add it back with the Link one, he added back Caesar. That's what I'm saying. And I don't know how many burgers do they play. Some people play one, some people play two. So if he is playing one, that would be a lot of trouble to go with, just to burn the damage. But at the same time, the trap is also an issue because he can just add the trap card. Wow, we see Phantasme here, which is a crazy hand trap against Yami. Because Yami also summons Link on your turn. He can also beat over Synchro 2 once the level 1 gets summoned and just play freely in main phase 2. That is true. But as I said, it wouldn't lose him the game immediately. And we have to assume that he has something to play. Because we know values, which is dead, and 2 unknown cards. Activate one of this effect. Yeah. Thank you, Kostas, but I trust my viewers that he told me the correct thing. I get that it needs to. So Capsi, I guess he added the spell I didn't see because I was reading chat. This is very active now, and I really like it because we're having, I think, really constructive conversations. Wow, Thrust, yeah. Thrust is crazy against K9. And as Blossom, yep, that's fair. That's fair. He put the field spell that pops, which is interesting. Obviously that means he has another Yami monster. And now he can chain block with field spell if he wants to. I have obviously have a bit of latency in the stream so people cannot hear the plays until a bit later. Team Kongs, yes, let's go. Honestly, shout out to Kongs for making this tournament free, and it was really fun. It was larger than my nationals, right? It was like 262 people at the start, I think. That's insane for a tournament online. And it wasn't in the most comfortable hour as well, so many people joining. Honestly, shout out to you, Kongs. And I think we all hope you make more tournaments. But from the reviews I've heard from people, they are all very satisfied, and honestly, yeah. I want to see the Battle of Candies, Madolce versus Yami. Honestly, you're onto something, yeah. But I don't think Madolce has any chance. Because, actually, maybe it does. Because Madolce puts up a lot of graveyard interruptions, and Yami really needs it graveyard, so... Maybe, you know what, maybe for a Halloween, maybe, like the trick or treat thing, and they're both playing treats. So maybe we'll do something like that in the future. I like the idea. So now he goes for snatching and passes. So basically he has more than it looks, because this can go for all 3 synchros if he really wants to. And the synchro can revive Capsi Yami way. He did have to play through 2 hand traps and a potential Nibiru, so I respect not committing more. Trick or treat was available, I think tech, you mean, in 2014, you mean Ghostrix? Wow, he starts with the same start again. Staker Soul revealing Jokul. But Dolce Ghostrick. And now he wants to synchro summon with Snatchy. Into the Book of Moon. Book of Moon this early. That's interesting. That is interesting because you saw Jokul and he still hasn't committed to normal summon. So having the Book of Moon this fast is ballsy, to say. This time he summons Madlove. Maybe he wants to search the field spell, which is good setup for next turns as well. And yeah, I'm assuming he doesn't want to do Cookie Yami way. He just wants to do the field spell, which is fair. But that will get dodged with values. So now he puts back the cookie and he summons back two. Most likely this and this. I will not say the names, so people will not hear. So that was really good for the Vanquish Soul player, in my opinion. Does he have a Droll and Lockbird? We will see. Droll and Lockbird is a quick effect, so it doesn't have to be on trigger chain. If he wants to activate values, he can... and he does have Droll, yes. So this just got more interesting. Honestly, I think all three decks are fun though, like Vanquish Soul, Yami and Dragontail. I agree. It depends on what you like. I think having three decks with completely different game styles is good for the game and for the players, because now you can play meta deck that fits your playstyle, your liking. There are literally three different mechanics: Fusion, Synchro, and Exceed. So whatever you like, you can play that. And that's something Konami hasn't done for a while. It was either Link decks, at some point Synchro decks and Fusion sometimes, but yeah, having this much variety in the format, which is a bit of rock paper scissors, because Yami should have a good matchup against K9, because they're not triggering Izuna, they're not triggering Lupus. So yeah, that's really good. So he summons Madlove to attack Cookie, but that doesn't look great for the Vanquish Soul player. I think he added the spell card, the field spell, which will not do anything under Droll. And Rock of the Vanquish will most likely add back. That will trigger Capsy. That was a very risky Rock of the Vanquisher. And Yami does look to have the upper hand at this point. They don't need to add cards. They have triggered the field spell. He could activate Snatchy to activate the second field spell. Lollipop will banish Caesar. That's fair. And he will trigger Snatchy to do to set up the field spell for next turn, which guarantees follow-up. He will do that anyway, because he already activated this one, and that boosts the monster as well, so it's good for attacking. So now we know Madlove, a field spell, and Jokul. So now the question is, does he have another level 5? And what will he do? Because he still hasn't activated the Book of Moon yet. So he sets one and passes. Yep, I think Yami's got this. End of main phase. He wants to synchro. That could be a bait, honestly, from the Vanquish Soul player. So now he summons Lollipop, which summons 2 from the graveyard. And starting the turn with 4 monsters and a monster reborn and follow up with a field spell is really crazy. But that allows the Kennen player to push through a bit more, but he still has the synchro interaction by putting it back and then summoning back 2, and he played into Nibiru. That's insane, but now the Yami player could maybe do something about it. He's thinking for sure. And he doesn't. Oh, okay. But that takes off Rock of the Vanquisher. and we know 2 darks in hand, so now if that is the trap card, it doesn't do anything. And in the end phase, special summoning back a monster is huge in this scenario, especially if it's the synchro. I'm guessing because he summoned the synchro, maybe he has another name in hand, because the field spell needs a link 1 to work. Or he can just use this as link 1, but why would he do that if he could just special summon the link 1 from the graveyard? So he puts back the link 1 from the graveyard and Capsi and the field spell. Very good follow-up. But yeah, he doesn't need to link this off because he can go for Link Spider, which is a good play. Because now he can activate the field spell and he can summon either of these, which is crazy. Cookie. Wow, this is very interesting finals. And if you don't like this format, I haven't seen the back and forth finals in a long time. A really long time. So now he synchro summons for Capsi. Capsi adds 2. And I think we're just going through the motions right now because Yami, I don't think there is a way they lose this. So he adds 2, he discards Capsi. That's an interesting play, so a lot of people making. Yeah. Now he goes for the synchro 3. Is it the Starham? It is the Starham. So Starham can special summon back a level 1 by discarding talents. He can summon Lollipop. Favorite mirror match we have played and worst mirror match we have played. Favorite mirror match by far tier elements. I remember one night when me and my friend were drunk, and when we got home we were playing tier element tier 0 mirror match, and that was insane. And worst mirror match I have ever played. That is tricky because I really like the mirror match because I play decks that I like, and I really like playing mirror matches in decks that I like. So saying worst mirror match I have ever played, I kinda have to dig through my memory. I don't remember if I have played the Flu Mirror, and I think I would do well in the Flu Mirror. Worst mirror match, I do not know. I really don't know because I like all the mirror matches I have played. I don't think I have played the mirror match that I didn't like, so I don't know what to answer you. Last card is Capsi. Capsi will probably add back the quick play spell, and he has Herald for protection from any threatening card. And I'm still digging through my memory for worst mirror match. Nothing comes to mind, to be honest. So he pops Nib to clear the field, which is fair. But now that he doesn't have the field spell that boosts, I don't think he can go for game. We will see. I trust both players that they know what they're doing. And not having time actually works really well for them. Or do they have time? They do not have time, so it's fine. So attack with everything. Wow, it's not game for 100 life points. Wow. There is a way that Yami can do this, and the way is this monster right here. Exactly. This monster right here has a second effect that says when this card is destroyed, inflict 1500 damage to your opponent. And he saw the line. I'm really glad he did, because now he can burn him for a burger damage basically, and he won with that effect. Wow, I'm really glad he saw it. That's insane. Dragon Link Mirror versus Rafaelidis was the best mirror match. I played Rafaelidis in a Snake Eye mirror match and I won 2-0. It was really fun. There is no time in final. So you cannot side in your dogwoods. They just won't work. Or they will, maybe. You will have 100 life points, 100,000 life points. Who is texting me? Well, I feel like Yumi might be the strongest out of 3, not far, but still. I think we're in a rock, paper, scissors format, and it reminds me a lot of 2014 with Sadol, Sadol BA, and was it Teller Knights or Clifford? I think one of these two. So a deck beats the other but loses to the other, and I think that's fine. None of these three are overpowered. They do not do FTK combos except specifically Vanquish Soul, which can do Paradise Smasher, which should be banned. And once it gets banned, the format will be very fair. But just because of Paradise, I think right now Vanquish Soul has the upper hand, because it just has not win button and the other decks do not have. And there is also not a card that is searchable that can FTK Vanquish Soul. The only card that can FTK Vanquish Soul is Rivalry, and only Rivalry. Even with Gozen, they can somewhat play around that, especially if they start with Dark Monsters. So yeah, it's really tough, because against Yami and Dragon Tail you can just set up the barrier, but against Vanquish Soul you have to draw your one-off. But at the same time, it's the only deck that loses to evenly, as hard as it does, and to Thrust. So yeah, it depends on the trends of non-engine. It really has to come up to what are you building for. If you're building to beat Yami, you will most probably beat Yami whatever deck you're playing. If you're building to beat Dragotail, it's 50-50, honestly. Objectively as well. I'm not saying this as Dragontail player. Even cards like Retaliating C and Contact C do not do the job 100%. There are ways to play around them. K9 is really difficult to build because you have to play Perulias and Drolls. But the barrier doesn't do as much. I have thought of maybe Daruma Cannon for thrust target, but the most efficient is and will always be Rivalry. And Yami is a deck that can play Rivalry, even going second. So Yami could also like main Rivalry. They could only play Beast. So yeah, I think that's interesting. But at the same time, you can also FTK Yami with Tikaboo. If the opponent summons Fossil Dyna, what does Yami do? They can attack it. Summon Quickie, reduce the attack, then attack. Like, what the hell? Is your solution to the format summon Fossil Dyna? Really? You're not going to go very far. So we see Vanquish Soul here, possibly full comboing. He doesn't open Droll again. And he started with Jokul, and he played around Droll very beautifully. Because as you saw, he didn't activate Jokul, he activated the field spell first. I thought they were weak. Well, 1000 attack Quickie can beat your 200 attack Fossil Dyna. And they also play Imperms. It's the only deck that plays Impermanence. Yami. And some other decks might also play Dark Ruler no more, just to FTK Yami. So he summons values here, not Raisin. I guess he showed Raisin from Holisu. Did he activate Jokul? I didn't see. If he didn't, he might forgot, or he maybe was playing around something. So now Reaper can search Lantern and then reborn Jokul. So that's basically the same thing. If he didn't activate it. Which is 100% what he's gonna do. Because if you don't get hand trap, you're not searching Izuna ever. And we know Burger, Raisin, 2 unknown cards, and a Canaan now. So depending on what he will search, we will learn something about the hand. He searches Lantern, so we don't learn anything. Yeah, that's interesting, to be honest. Values can also be protected from Nibiru if somehow Reaper gets negated, because it can turn unaffected. I don't know if that will matter, because if he has Nibiru permanence, it should do a lot of work. But we haven't seen any hand traps from the Yami player yet. He could be on board breakers, post side deck, we don't know. Evenly is kinda busted in this format. So Lantern can go and search a spell card. And that will either be Case or it will be the quick play spell. It is Case, so Case will search another Canaan monster. And it will be Jokul. Alright. Okay, he doesn't actually really good play. I thought of this, but I didn't want to mention it. He goes values to pop his Case of Canaan. So now, okay, we learn about the Izuna as well. So now Case of Canaan will set up the quick play. And honestly, I think Canaan player has played real well in these finals. I don't think he made any mistakes. And it's honestly really good to see a Vanquish Soul player playing well, not always doing Paradise Smasher. It's a beautiful deck to watch if it doesn't do unfair stuff. So now Burger can return itself, can return values and then draw a card, because now we know Jokul as well. So we know Jokul, Izuna, Raisin, Burger, 1 unknown, and this is the quick play. Quick play is also really good against Yami, because it can pop a card and then summon the Xyz that watches the hand and then drips one of them. So yeah, tough to say the least for Yami. Okay, obviously we have some DB lagging because the server is filled. Jokul will go ahead and draw one card and rock off the Vanquisher. It will most likely add back. Yep. And he still hasn't committed to raise a normal summon, and he has a Reaper for negate in hand trap form, and he has Izuna in hand, so even if he does hand trap, let's say Nibiru permanence, he has Izuna, he has a normal summon, he can make another rank 5. This is crazy. This is crazy. Level of Warlords and a Dream against Vanquish Soul? Yes. Well, no. Dragontail has actually a very good matchup into Vanquish Soul, because Vanquish Soul does not have spell negations, and they have only monster interactions. So when you start activating your spells, you can fusion summon the monsters you fusion into your graveyard. You can always chain block them, so you can start breaking your opponent's board apart with just engine. So that's why I really like Dragontail, because it has a better Vanquish Soul matchup than other people think, and that's why I play Dragontail. I managed to beat 2 or 3 Vanquish Soul day 1, 2-0 as well. So yeah, you can make your own assumptions. Honestly, in paper, I think both Yami and Dragontail have somewhat decent matchup against K9. Dark Ruler no more is a must now? No. I don't play Dark Ruler in any list I except my going second Dragontail. but that's a story for another time. So now he normal summons Raven, he gets Holy Shoe, and he has 7 cards in hand, which is crazy. And yeah, he will go for Nasnet, so that means he's going to summon Umbral Horror. So Umbral Horror, for those who don't know, is a monster negate on field. It trips 1 card from your opponent's hand and halves your life points. So that's pretty crazy to have in a deck that can burn for a lot of damage, because if this gets him at 4k, the trap card can get him minus 1800, and then the burger can do an additional 1500 each turn. So he's putting him on a 2-turn clock, even if he does break it. Okay, I'm guessing he didn't draw very well. Maybe he drew a 6-card hand trap, potentially Nibiru. I mean, any hand trap would be the same except Imperm. Yeah, oh, that's not a great start. Yeah, that's not a great start. I don't think this game is losable for the Kanan, because as long as he doesn't have evenly. Is there somewhere a Dragon Tail server? Yes, I joined. It is awful. It is trash. I told them that. I basically told them ways they can play the deck, and every guy was like, no, you have to play Kanan and Finchmith. There is no other way to play Dragon Tail. And I just left because they wouldn't listen. And it was really hard to argue with someone with no brain cells. So if you want to find more about Dragon Tail, you should join my server and not theirs. Like, yeah, it was awful. It was an awful experience. And even some friends of mine who know the deck because they test with me, tried to convince them that they are wrong. Because obviously we did try Kanan and Finchmith, right? In Dragon Tail. But it was just awful. No synergy. Like, Dragon made this so much better. Yeah. You couldn't convince these people to think for themselves in the deck, so... Yeah, it was awful. One thing Vanquish Soul player did very well is putting Raze in under EMZ and locking the other EMZ, so if he wants to go for Link, which is a mandatory play in Yami, he has to put it here. So Raisin can always pop the Link 1, so the field spell will not trigger. And that's a crazy play, because now he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interruptions. Caesar is 6 and Holy Shoe is 7. So we know at least 7 interruptions. And if he activates anything in the hand, he has also Izuna and Lupus. So this looks like it's going to Vanquish Soul Kanan, which is honestly very understandable because it is the best deck in the format. And yeah, it seems that your link isn't valid. Is there any other way? I will post a link on I will post a link. Actually, I will do it now in the chat. Yeah. Oh, and Dracotel also has Femena as an ultra rare. That's interesting. And we don't know what Ketu is. It's probably ultra as well. So we have 3 ultras. I don't know what Altherian is. So I'm going to post my server right here. You can always text me to test Justice Hunters. No worries. Literally no worries. I'm glad that I'm helping people, and if you like the content, it's a big plus for me. I don't know if you can copy the link I sent you. Otherwise, I will put it on community post. Wow, Droplet is also crazy. Oh, yeah, he did draw Nibiru, unfortunately. But realistically, Nibiru wasn't good, so it's fine. Droplet might give him a chance, but if this is the trap card, I don't think he's winning this. I'm loving detail and yours video. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It really means a lot. Yep, he hard drew the trap card, so that is game and GG's. Honestly, both players played very well, and congrats to both. They both get a full core out of Justice Hunters, so congrats. I'm really sad that I wasn't in the finals, but yeah, congrats to both players, and a big shout out to Kongs, first for letting me stream it, secondly for letting me participating in this huge tournament. So yeah, many congratulations to both players. I will just go on Discord right now to congratulate. And just give me 1 second. Yeah, it was honestly a great finals to watch. Game 1 and 2 were really close. So I might have a bit of time. Do you want to do anything else? Do you want to ask any questions before I close the stream? Honestly, that's so many deck discords. I don't know why people are just so stumbled. Yeah, it's honestly joining an archetypal server is kind of difficult. I've had some interesting talks. The best archetype Discord I joined is by far Memento. I think I found the most intelligent people in there, and then Chimera. Chimera Discord was very kind to me, and honestly, every week I was gaining like 25 subscribers. So yeah, it was pretty fun. I don't see the link. Where did you send it? I posted it in the chat, but I think it was deleted. Let me try again, otherwise I will do a community post. I send it now. I'm on search, by the way. Lab Discord is quite cool also. Is it? I don't know. I have not been there. Okay, so now we will see top cut. We will see where we're at. Hopefully we're in top 10, so we get an extra basically half box. And we will see. Just a bit of patience from the viewers until they upload the top cut. Yeah, the guys there are very helpful. I'm glad to hear that, honestly, because many archetype servers are just, they are very stubborn. Yeah. Let's just wait to find out the results from the tournament. By the way, something like this was my list for the tournament. I did some changes afterwards based on the data I gained from my games. I cut down one thrust, it was often bricking me, and I put more hand traps. Fuga was a better hand trap than Purulia, so I just put it on main and then put Purulia on the side deck. And yeah, I just want to respect some more variety matchups. So as Dragon Tail combo against Lonely. Oh yeah. So let me show you. Actually, sorry. Oops. You put on Kaiju. Yeah. Okay, so assume you have a spell card, any spell card works, a name, and a kaiju. Do you want me to add this? It doesn't really matter. Let's say it's Ketu. Okay, so this is a 3-card combo. The two of these cards are very common to have because you need any name, any spell, and a kaiju. So the important thing is to have the kaiju, obviously. If you don't have the kaiju, you basically break the baguska and you try to grind. But I will show you the combo. So they have Liger. You kaiju one of them. Then you activate Ketu, you do infusion, and you add either Mule or Pan. It doesn't matter, let's say Pan. You fusion for Altherion, and selling one Altherion, selling two Pan or Mule, it doesn't really matter. So you set a card, you pop or negate the Baguska, and you bounce two, so you bounce back the Kaiju, and any name. Then you kaiju the second Liger, so you broke his whole field, and you still have to play because you have Rahu for full combo set, follow up and stuff, and realistically if you out both Ligers, Lonelight don't have a way to win. So this is a combo that Dragontail can do to out a crazy endboard. And I thought of this just yesterday. Because when you resolve Altherion, Baguska is either negated or destroyed, so you will add the Gamecil and the monster from the graveyard back, and you kaiju the second Liger and it's game. They can't come back from this, which is crazy, honestly. And because of Pan, you have a very good grind game against Lonelight, because if they start popping your fusions, you can put this back, summon either Lucius or Mule, make a second fusion or search. So yeah, just for this reason, post side decking, Dragontail has very good Lunalight matchup. Very good Lunalight matchup. I hope you like this combo. So we're still waiting to find out the top cut. Come on, can we figure out the top cut already? Come on. I don't want to go from the stream on Discord, so I cannot watch chat at the same time. I don't want to leak anything. Wow, the kaiju bounce, I did not think of that. Yes, you would be surprised how many people did not think of that. And honestly, kaiju was very good today and yesterday. And from there on, just for this combo, I think it will be mandatory in Dragontail list. You might as well play one in the main deck, just to have one main deck out for Liger. And it can even be good against Yami. You can kaiju the Herald, you can kaiju some Kennen stuff, you can basically get rid of both the spell and Reaper. So yeah, honestly, kaiju might as well be a main deck card for Dragontail, you never know. It's also a monster, and you need monster interruptions. That's why you're not playing Impermanence, for example. You're only playing monster hand traps, so you can fuse with them and return them from the graveyard. That's something really important as well. So I don't know, maybe kaiju is the way, but this was the combo. Thanks, no problem. Literally no problem. I like helping people, and when the people appreciate the help, it just makes me feel better. Oh, we're still waiting for the top cut. Oh, sorry for the waiting. We're still waiting. So, any remarks for the finals, for the tournament, or even for the format? What's your opinion, guys? What do you think? Personally, obviously, I like Dragon Tail. It fits my playstyle as well. Not because I'm into fusions or something, I just like the way they play. Oh, actually, I will watch Biscotto, not Vacancy. Biscotto! I tried to teach him Lunalight to play in Euros, but unfortunately we didn't have enough time for him to master it. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I can't wait, man. Just 10 more days for the Vanquish Soul, for the Justice Hunters to be released. 10 more days. It feels like an eternity. Oof. It's just such a fun format. Biscotaki, yes. Biscottos. One of the best people I know, by the way. Both players and as humans as well. But unfortunately he couldn't learn Lunalight, so now he will play this shit. Well, maybe he won't. There are some other decks as well in the pocket. Can we finally figure out the top 16? Like, it's 16 people, there's no way it's that hard. By the way, their print of Paradise just scares the hell out of me because what the fuck? Why do they print this? I can't wait to play Kennen Crystron and Dragotales. Honestly, Kennen Crystron is crazy and super under the radar. I didn't see any Crystron K9 in the tournament, which really surprised me because Christian Cannon is, I think it's very good. And one good thing you can do is with Joggle Plaza Cannon, you can add any machine because of the infinite track. Basically, when it gets summoned, it adds a machine. I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. Maybe it totally adds Earth Machine. But let me check it out. But yeah, Cannon Christian is like really crazy. And I hope we play in a tournament. Because I think you're playing in Greece, right? Take one Earth Machine. Ah, that's unfortunate. So it cannot bridge into Christian. But it's still fine. Having a first Sulfador is also very nice. Okay, the tournament organizer has some issues with the laptop, which is understandable even with me, because my laptop is awful. The deck is crazy, it can search Scrap Recycler. Oh, true! You search Scrap Recycler and then you dump a name. Oh, that's insane. Jimmy, I think you're onto something. And the real question is, do we play the turtle? Okay, I think we got the top cut. Let me see. Okay, so we are top 11, so we get half a box. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so your boy got top 11. Unfortunate. I think I could have done a lot more, at least top 8. I'm really sorry to disappoint you guys. The list was a lot better than I was in this tournament. But thank you all for supporting me, and I will win next tournament for sure. So we get half a box from Justice Hunters. So that's nice, honestly, for a free tournament. You don't play Turtle? Okay. It was a meme. I wasn't really meaning to, to play Turtle. I hate that card. Who else? This guy won against me yesterday, and this guy won also against me, and he got top 8. He got top 16. Yeah, 11th place. Honestly, in a 262 player tournament, I will take it. I'm not satisfied by any chance, but we can only improve from there. So thank you very much for watching. I will upload at least 3 videos this week, and thank you for watching the stream. It honestly went really well. I didn't expect it, and I hope you subscribe and you enjoy the future content. And any question you have, you can ask me on my server. In Canaan version, we play a low number of Christians, Monsters, 3 Sulfefnir, 2 Sulfador, 1, 2, 3 Stalos, 3 Inclusion, and the Cluster, but it's player preference. I would suggest 3 Sulfador. I would suggest 3 Sulfador just to have a higher chance with Jokul or Sulfefnir. Try that out, and we will for sure talk. Join my server as well, and we can make some theories. Duel with chat, I mean, it's 1 AM, dude. No one's gonna watch that. Maybe next stream, Tuesday or Thursday, one of these 2 days. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next. If it allows me. Peace out, homies.